to vegan styled life. I am so glad that you're here joining us today. This is
James Lucas from Grape Cat. We sell vegan, high quality clothing and accessories made without cruelty at grapecat.com.
and it's also fair trade, and all this good
USA
stuff.
made.
No cruelty to anybody. And this is one of his shirts.
This is our new rooster shirt for 2017. This year's the year of the rooster, and since we lose a lot of roosters to the egg industry, I thought this would be a good shirt for this year.
Yeah, and did you design that one?
Our printer designed it.
Okay, because he designs a lot of his own stuff too. Okay, and I'm Ellen Champion of Champion Relationship Coaching, and I help people with their relationships as well as finding the right partner instead of always ending up with the wrong one. And he has 3 restaurant reviews today.
So we went camping at Cape May a couple weeks ago, and one of the restaurants we went to was the Good Earth Organic Eatery, and they say they're 100% organic, vegan, and fresh fish. So it was kind of a weird combination that everything there is vegan, but they do have some...
They're pescatarians.
Yeah, they're pescatarian, so
Yeah.
they do have some fish things,
wow.
but everything else, if it didn't have fish in it, it was vegan.
So there's no dairy.
There's no dairy,
No eggs.
no eggs, no
That's
honey.
weird.
It was a weird thing, but I guess because it's at the beach,
Yeah.
they had that. So I got the vegetarian mixed plate, which changes. So they have a vegetarian mixed plate that changes. I don't know if it's daily or weekly, but it's. I guess it's daily. It changes. So I had the creamy split pea soup with risotto, with stinging nettles and scallions, red kidney bean salad, and mixed green salad.
That sounds great.
It was delicious, but you can order it separate. You can order some of the stuff separate. They have specials.
Here's the menu here.
I have the menu, plus I have their specials for the week that they are open.
Yeah. So there's sandwiches, salads, sides, breads and desserts, homemade beverages, juice bar, dinner, appetizer, entree, pasta, seafood.
And then seafood.
And it's real seafood. It's not mock seafood.
It's not food you see and you eat.
Yeah, right. So I can't help but think that the owner is not vegan.
I'm not sure. I guess I should ask more questions when I'm there is why they serve. I mean, it's at the shore, so maybe they have a large clientele that they felt
Yeah.
that if people are coming there that maybe it's fresh fish or I don't know. You never know. The chef could want it. They could have easily done everything vegan but still kept some of the fish ideas. Mm-hmm. I mean, they could have done a tuna and raw veggie sandwich, instead of used chickpeas or something else.
Right. Oh, definitely. So I just can't imagine a vegan saying, all right, our clientele wants fish, so we'll do this.
But we're starting to find that people either they start as a meat restaurant and they're taking the meat out slowly and becoming a vegan restaurant.
Oh, is that the history of this? That they're fish.
You know what? I didn't ask enough questions. Why I should have. Next time I'll try to ask more questions when I go to a small place like this, especially something weird like this that it's in a vegan restaurant that has
weird.
seafood. Yeah, I mean, they could have easily done a tofu or tempeh that looked like cod or bluefish or scallops. I mean, they easily could have done it. So,
and they could make it out of gluten too. I mean,
there's so many ways they could have done this stuff and still kept it a vegan restaurant, but still kind of match the people that are coming in there that aren't vegan that want to eat this kind of way, or having lunch or dinner with a vegan and then so it was kind of weird. But it was delicious, and I definitely go back there.
It was delicious, and they do understand veganism, so you can trust what you're getting.
Yeah. She good. Was, and all the desserts were vegan, which was great.
Yeah.
So
okay, perfect.
Then we went to Bella Vita Cafe.
Where's that?
That's also in Cape. These are both in Cape May, New Jersey, and they have vegan options for their brunches because the wife owner is vegan and then the man is not, so they do have vegan options there. I got the man cakes with bacon, vegan sausage, and scrambled tempeh. It was kind of weird. The bacon, the vegan sausage were actually put into the pancakes. So they were part of the pancakes, which was kind of weird.
Yeah. Did it taste good then?
Yeah, it was really good. It's just, I think I would have rather had just... I think I would have rather had them separate.
Yeah.
But it was good. The scrambled tempeh that I got was just tempeh. It was weird. It was just tempeh on a plate. It had no flavor. It was gross. But if you order the actual scrambled tempeh, it comes with vegetables and black beans, and like that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got a plate of ground up tempeh. It was gross. I was like, forget that. So.
And what was the name of this place now?
Bella Vita Cafe.
And Cape May, New Jersey.
Cape May, New Jersey, yeah. So I would recommend breakfast there. The pancakes were really good. The scrambled tempeh breakfast was good. Everybody loved that. So I think I would have gone that way. Either ordered pancakes or ordered the scramble or mix them together. Like order because you can order just 2 pancakes. So maybe order 2 pancakes, order the scramble, and then a side of potatoes or something to get a better breakfast, or the vegan sausage. But that was good too. Especially breakfast is hard to get, so veganized. So to have a place that in Cape May has a vegan breakfast place is awesome.
Yeah. It's one of the things why I love Chava Juice Bar in what is it, New Wales? Where is it? It's in Montgomeryville somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, is that the place you did last time?
Yeah. Oh, well, one of the times. Yeah. And they're open from 6 a.m. and they have it's a good breakfast. I've had it. It's really great. Anyway.
So then last Saturday we went to Vegan Treats and had ice cream because it was brownie batter and peanut butter ice cream. I know, I couldn't turn that down.
Oh my god, that sounds unbelievable.
And then I had to get my donut fix, of course. So I got donuts and the ice cream, and then...
Do you have donuts every day? You really do have donuts?
I would if I could. I honestly would, because... So if you're looking for soft serve ice cream, it's the best I've had. And of course, their chocolate cake. I mean, I've never had a bad dessert out of there.
Yeah. Vegan Treats is absolutely decadent. When you eat their stuff, your eyes will be rolling back behind because they are so good.
It's literally the best dessert I've ever had. Before I was vegan till now, it's pretty much the best.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. I don't know what they do, but...
Yeah, their peanut butter bomb's awesome. Death by chocolate cake. We got a confetti cake that was good.
I forgot what I had there once. It was at a... I never actually went there, but I've had it at veggie fairs and so forth. Oh my god, it's just incredible. But I felt like just looking at it, I gained 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Just looking at it.
Yeah. Just staring.
It was easy 50.
Well, it's worse because you go into they have a small cabinet that's filled with like 20 different kinds of cakes. And it's like, how do you pick? And then 2, it's just like, you can't believe that this exists. It's such a amazing thing.
Yeah. Being a vegan, just going to a place where you know everything is vegan is such a gift. And it's like, how do I pick? Like you said, I would love restaurants and the bakery to have like, many years ago when I was a little girl, I used to have a poo-poo platter at a Chinese food restaurant. So it'd be this tiered thing and just little bits. It's like, it was a smorgasbord. It was like little bits of different things. And I would love that. So you could taste everything. And then when you go back, you know what you would like. But I would love restaurants to have a poo-poo of just, and the desserts, just like, so if a donut is like this, they can make it, like just like little bite piece.
Oh yeah, I would love to get like a cake sampler, like just a tiny cake on each one.
Yeah,
would be awesome.
That would be great. You go there a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's 45 minutes it's 45 minutes from here, so it's far enough that we don't spend all of our paycheck there, but it's close enough that when they have
a quarter of your paycheck goes.
Yeah, I mean we got my daughter's graduation cake that was $70, and then we got our
$70.
Yeah.
How big was it?
It's a quarter sheet for 10 to 15 people.
Wow.
So
what kind?
She loves red velvet.
Okay.
So it's red velvet with the vegan cream cheese in the middle. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we went to Sprig and Vine in New Hope,
which we've spoke about before.
Yeah. 'Cause it's one of our favorite restaurants.
One of our favorites.
New Hope, Pennsylvania. I had fried oyster mushrooms with black pepper biscuits and cashew radish salsa. That doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because it wasn't a salsa, it was gravy.
Oh.
So maybe I grabbed that from somewhere else, which is possible.
Okay.
It was biscuits and gravy with the fried mushrooms on top.
Yeah, Sprig and Vine is amazing. It's a full, all-out vegan restaurant, no fish.
No fish.
Or anything else that's fleshy, except for maybe fruit flesh. And the ambiance is nice. It's a small place. It's not like a huge place, but it is just, you will have an amazing experience there.
And then
there's only one thing I don't like about Sprig and Vine. I'm going to just say it right out there. They don't give you free refills of coffee or
they don't.
Tea. No, they don't.
They charge you another $3 for coffee.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's the only thing, but that's the only thing. I mean, I go there. It's
yeah, that's kind of $3 for a cup of coffee.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous. But everything else is great there, and their service is great. Everything.
So this was the fried oyster mushrooms was the small plate. They have small plates. They have full meals. This was their small plate. It's $10, and then I got a side of the tofu scramble. So that was only $5. So you can mix it up depending on how hungry you are. Like otherwise their meals are like 12.
Now, when you were there, were you there for their brunch? Or?
I was there on Sunday for brunch.
Yeah. Their brunch is the best.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, the
Pancakes, waffles.
They used to have tofu Benedict.
They had it.
They had it there?
It's back.
All right, so I have to go back.
Yeah, so
all
it's
right.
back there.
They took it away for some reason, and I don't know what it is, but I guess they just want to keep you wanting it. So,
so they brought
that
it
is
back.
My favorite thing there.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Oh my God. Okay.
And it had grilled asparagus with it.
Maybe Sunday I'll go there.
And potatoes. Yeah, it was delicious.
And their burritos are really good too.
And I had to get my donut fix because they have the donuts, cinnamon and sugar donuts. So
I don't know if I have a favorite dessert there. I don't remember.
Tiramisu's really good.
Yes, I didn't care for their tiramisu.
And the chocolate pie is good.
See, I haven't been there in a while, so I don't remember everything when it comes to their dessert. But I really do love their brunch. It's amazing, and their soups are so good.
Yeah, they had a black bean soup that looked really good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's our review, and now for vegan news.
So we found out this week that Ringling Brothers is not retiring their tigers. They are sending them to a German circus. So good news, bad news. So that's what happens.
So
Ringling Brothers
really
shuts down. No. I mean,
it's just
it's good news that
ownership.
Ringling Brothers shut down, but it's bad news now. They have all these animals that are still a commodity that they're shipping to. They're selling to other circuses.
So even though we did end up stopping Ringling Brothers, we're not saving those animals because they're just selling them to torturing devices.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how bad this German circus is? I know some of our smaller circuses here are way worse than Ringling Brothers. I mean, Ringling Brothers was at least well known. It had the money to take care of the animals better than the other circus. It's still terrible, but it still treated them better than some of these other circuses that are these smaller circuses that have an elephant or a tiger, just one or two animals. So hopefully people start to catch on and realize that animals are not entertainment.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I would love that to happen. I'm sorry for being a little negative, but
it's going that way, though.
It is going that way, but I don't know. Maybe this is a topic for a different day, but there are vegans out there that like, oh no, that's what we're striving for, and I might not see it in my day, but it's going to happen, and maybe that's true. I hope it's true, but humans are not. There are so many humans out there with mental illness and with just the way they were raised, or in culture and traditions, and that people don't want to give up on. I cannot imagine it being 100%. I just can't. I think it's always going to be a fight. It's getting better, which is great.
I think we're becoming more enlightened about this stuff, and that it's happening slowly. I mean, to see a company that's been around for over 146 years or something finally shut down because of their because of using animals is a good sign. Also,
I don't understand why they had to shut down. Why can't they be a circus without animals?
I completely.
I mean, like Cirque du Soleil, they don't use animals.
I would love to go to Ringling Brothers if they didn't have animals.
Yeah.
It would be fun. I remember going to the circus, and yeah, it was fun to see the acrobats and the clown. Well, the clowns scare people, but
some people.
Yeah. But to see the acrobats and the big top, and
Cirque du Soleil is huge, and they don't use animals. So I don't know
why they couldn't. Why management felt the need to use animals either, because that would have stopped all the protests,
right? And
they would have gained more people that were. You're definitely not going to get the vegans to go, but there are those middle people that stopped going, and why their profits went down because they were still using animals. So I don't understand why they couldn't have taken out the animal part of it either. But
I think it's just mentality.
I think so too. Maybe
that's what they're known for. That's it. So just change what you're known for.
Yeah,
just change it.
It's not like that big of a deal.
Rocket science. It's not.
Instead of, I don't know. It's got to be cheaper to put people around the globe than have these feeding all the animals and veterinarian care and all that other stuff. It's got to be cheaper, more profitable to have people than animals, anyways.
And the traveling expenses of them and the whole thing. Yeah. Anyway.
So.
I don't know. It's frustrating, but it is what it is.
So.
Anything else about that?
No, I think that's just pretty sad that we thought these animals were going to be retired and now they're being sold off. So who knows what other animals are being sold off.
Well, it's like one of the news that we said at the very beginning of our show was about the dairy farm, and what did they do with that decided to become a vegan dairy. But what they did was they sold their stock to another dairy farm.
Company,
so
that's
dairy company.
That's the problem with these animals,
because they're not doing it. They're being forced to do it. They don't care. They just want to make their money back.
Yeah.
So
Bill Gates backed Beyond Meat, and now finally we're going to be seeing Beyond Burgers at Safeway, which is a West Coast grocery store. So it's going to be in 280 Safeway markets in California, Hawaii, and Nevada, which is a good start.
Oh. It says here, Beyond Meat, whose investors include Bill Gates and food giants General Mills and Tyson Foods.
Yeah, which Tyson's Foods in the U.S. is chicken mostly, and they bought 5% of Beyond Meat. So that's showing that maybe some of these companies will start getting...
It will increase.
It's definitely going to increase. And this definitely helps spread it by making it easier for companies like Safeway to get them. So as long as they see demand, which in Europe, vegan products has grown like 330%. In the U.S., it's only grown like 92% or something. But
it does say that Whole Foods also.
Yeah, Whole Foods has been carrying them for a while.
So if you have Whole Foods near you, you could still get Beyond Burgers. But still, it's great that Bill Gates is doing this. Wonderful. Yeah. And from what you told me, Bill Gates is doing this not because he's vegan and he cares about the animals, but he does care about climate change.
Yeah, it's an environmental...
And the environment, which is still, it's a good... I'll take it. That's great.
Hey, if you're a billionaire and you want to invest in vegan companies, I'm all for it.
Yes, yes. Good job, Bill Gates. I tip my hat to you. Okay, good.
And then Leonardo DiCaprio invested in a vegan snack company, Hippies.
Is he vegan?
He is vegan, actually.
Vegan.
I'm pretty sure
Not
he's vegan.
plant-based.
I'm pretty sure he's vegan because he is really into the environment part. Okay. He might be an environmental... You're right, he might be plant-based because he's more of the environmental part.
Okay, but still.
So yeah, I mean, he invested in Cowspiracy, which allowed that to go on Netflix for free. So if you have Netflix. And then Hippies are chickpea puffs. So they have 4 flavors: vegan white cheddar, sriracha sunshine, far out fajita, pepper power 5, and bohemian barbecue. And I've had them; they're delicious.
So you're talking about like it's a snack food?
Yeah. It's like a cheese puff, I guess, but it's made out of chickpeas.
Wow!
So they're
I
really
have to try
good.
That.
Yeah, they're
Are they
really
available here?
Yeah, they're available here. I see them all the time at all the...
Okay, I'm going to have to try that out.
Yeah.
I used to love those things.
So those are really good.
Okay.
And then James Cameron is releasing a vegan documentary called The Game Changers with vegan athletes. So that's coming out in the fall, I think.
The Game Changers.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be posting this stuff.
Yeah. So that's good news that people can see that you can thrive as an athlete, because that's a lot of athletes are convinced that they have to eat meat and eggs and dairy to be a better athlete, but hopefully these athletes can show that you can actually be a better athlete by not eating that stuff. And they've shown that because dairy causes inflammation of the joints, so when these athletes get hurt, it takes them longer to recover from some of that stuff because there's so much acid in their bodies that... Yeah.
It's so funny that you should say that. I know I spoke about my journey last time, but ever since I'm vegan, I cannot tell you how many doctors... I had 4 knee surgeries that had nothing to do with me being vegan. It had to do with a car accident. But I had 4 knee surgeries and a lot of, always, since I had teeth, always going for, root canals and implants and whatever. And just different things that happened to me. But doctors, surgeons, and dentists have told me that it is incredible how fast I heal. It's just, they're always amazed. I don't know, do you ever get that?
No, I mean, I don't get injured or...
like the last,
I never noticed.
The last show you saw that I had a bandage on. It was over, which one? This one. this one because I was chopping dill and I took off some nail and but it's like 2 days later or something. It doesn't even look like it. It's really incredible. I heal so fast. So that's really interesting that you said that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we realize that by eating dead flesh that how cancer it is and how much it suppresses the immune system instead of giving it the nutrients we need to reheal ourselves. So I think it really there's this misconception that doctors and everyone else has been brought up with that that's what you need to eat, and it's completely wrong for what we need.
Yeah. And just going along with that little bit that we were talking about is that one time, I go every year for a checkup. Hopefully you do too. And I remember, they check your weight, the height. And when they checked my height, they said I was 5'4". And I'm like, no, I'm 5'3.5". I'm getting older. I should be shrinking, not getting taller. And they said, well, you are vegan, right? And I said, well, yeah, my doctor knows that, and the people there. And they said, well, they've noticed that on a vegan diet,
you don't shrink?
That it's not that you continue growing and growing and growing. And I'm sure at one point I will start shrinking but they just noticed that something happens to people and their spine just, I don't know what it is about the spine, but it goes in a good place or something. I don't know what it is, but they just get elongated or something. I don't know what it is. And she doesn't either. But she said that she definitely has noticed that.
I mean, it could be the dairy attacking the joints because it's in the meat too. So maybe that's shrinking them when it's attacking it.
I grew a half an inch. I was on the phone with my sister. She just told me that I shouldn't say this. She doesn't watch this, but she said that she shrunk a little bit. I forgot how much, not much, but whatever it is. And I didn't want to say anything, but I grew a half an inch. So go figure. Life is good when you're vegan. Okay, are you done with what you were saying?
I'm done with my news.
Okay, so I only have one thing here. I got it texted to me through the Humane Society of the United States, HSUS. And they were saying that the NYBC, which is the New York Blood Center, has committed $6 million to HSUS to help with the decades-long task of providing long-term care for the 60 Liberian chimpanzees that they formerly used at the NYBC in medical, what's the word? I don't want to say torturing. Testing, animal testing. Torture. The torture chamber. Right. It's been a critical turnaround between the relationship with HSUS and the NYBC, which is always good. And it also provides financial resources to help the chimpanzees. And let's face it, they definitely do deserve above and beyond human mercy because of what we put them through as a whole, not the vegans, but so that's good news. And I'm glad. I don't know what promoted. I would love to find out what promoted New York Blood Center to do this act of kindness. I really wish I knew, but I'm glad they are. Thank you very much. So that's that. So today's topic is
being vegan, owning cats and dogs and other carnivore plants. If you own a fly trap, you're
right. Venus flytrap.
Carnivore
pets.
Carnivore pets.
It's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah.
So I was really thinking about this topic, and the options are, to to not have carnivore pets. And I do know people, like there's a person in San Diego I know, he just absolutely refuses to have a carnivore pet. So he only has bunny rabbits, which is wonderful, and that's an acceptable alternative. That's great. But for people who just love their cats and dogs and snakes and whatever, we deal with it. That's our thing. But there is an alternative that we are checking out, and that is just having vegan pet food. That is an alternative. I mean, you have to do your own research, you have to do your own thing. And I know I want to try it. It's expensive. That's my only thing. But I want to try it. I do know someone who I was pretty close to, and he used to be a member of my, he is a member as far as he's still a member as far as I know, with the Vegetarian Society where he lives in New York, Hudson Valley. And he was a member of my group. I was the president of Hudson Valley Compassion in New York, Hudson Valley area. And he raised his 5 cats from, young age, from being babyhood, from being kittens. Their whole lives were on vegan food. And they were thriving, they were healthy, they never got sick, they, died of old age, like super old age if they, the ones that did die so far. I mean, it was really incredible. So I always hear different stories, but I know his story, and they were in great shape. And he used Evolution cat food.
Oh, cat food. Okay.
Evolution vegan cat food. So I did check out an article, and basically, in a nutshell, they were saying, well, dogs are omnivores, so it's easier for them to be a vegan. Cats, not as easy. But they said that if you go to, where is it? I wrote it down. Where is it?
Veg Pet.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's Veg Pet.
Veg Pet. I think it was like Veg Cat and Veg Pet. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go to Veg Pet, there's things for dogs and for cats. And what it is it's recipes that you could homemade for cats and for dogs. And that is the healthiest way to do it. So I don't know. I know that you were concerned with crystals.
Yeah, so in the article it says 10% of cats get the crystals. So you definitely need to test it out and then
That's where I have it.
Then check to make sure that the cat's not in pain, because they are excellent at hiding pain. So sometimes they'll be in a lot of pain and you won't notice, and then they'll just either die or just get really sick, and so you really do have to.
I wonder why they're so excellent at that. It's it doesn't benefit them. Well, maybe out
in the wild it
out
definitely
in the wild
benefits
it does,
them.
yeah.
Because then you become a victim if you're showing
That's
any
true.
sign of sickness or weakness.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is good for them, but so you have to worry about cats, but dogs, and it depends on the breed of dog too. I've heard that some dogs do really well on the vegan diet and some don't. So
Well, that's interesting.
yeah.
Do you know which dogs?
I'm
No.
not sure.
All right.
But yeah, so you definitely need to test it. You need to go to your vet.
Yeah. And I was talking to you about this also. I mean, I've had cats and they were not on a vegan diet and they got crystals. So I don't know. Do your own research. Check out Veg Pet. But also, just to throw this out at you, I mean, I was thinking about this, and when you have a pet, and I have cats, so I'm going to talk about cats, but what they're eating anyway is not what they normally eat. Right away, they're not eating what they normally eat. They're eating canned foods of animals that they would not eat in the wild. That's number one. They're eating cooked foods. They're not going out there and having a campfire cooking. I mean, they're eating raw food. So they're not even eating what they're supposed to be eating anyway. So, that if that helps you at all. But also what's in the cat food for the most part. I mean, not every, if you go into like a special place and they're really getting healthy ones and they're for human consumption, there are ones that are out there like that. But if you just are getting, Friskies or Purina or, just like the typical cat foods, they are most probably using animals that are diseased, that had diseases and infections. So, you're giving that to your pets. I think I want to go vegan with my cats. I really do. David said good.
He'll do whatever you say.
He just wants to make me happy.
That's true.
I have a great husband. I want to make him happy. He wants to make me happy. All is wonderful. But it is expensive, and I would go very slow. I would mix it in. I would, and just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time dealing with it. That we have 2 cats, and every time I open the cat food, it's so gross. But I have the feeling that they are carnivores. I've kind of made this compromise that these are what they're being fed is the animals aren't being killed to feed our cats.
No.
This is leftover parts that weren't going to be fed to humans. It was just going to go into the garbage fill. So they're kind of taking
waste material.
Yeah, so it's kind of that compromise.
Actually, they're hazardous waste material.
Yeah,
because they're diseased.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
And it's also the meat that they can't use, right? So it's the little bits that are attached to the bone, and it's whatever they can scrape off to make a couple more pennies. So I guess that's kind of the compromise I've made, that these animals aren't being killed to feed the animals. Because if it was a vegan society and then we're killing animals to feed animals.
Yeah, I hear you, but at the same time, as a vegan, we don't want to be paying for animals to be tortured, raped, and murdered, and that's what we're doing with that.
Yeah.
Sort of. Again, it's a byproduct of what.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Yeah, because if you're living a vegan style life. Oh, I like that. I just used our show name. If you're leading a vegan styled life and you're not paying for someone to torture, rape, and murder an animal, then at one point, if we can increase that, they're not going to have that food for the pets. So.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a byproduct.
Our cats are indoors, so we don't have to worry about them going out to nature and killing things. So that's one way to reduce their effects on the wild.
Yeah.
The least amount of animals that they get hurt. But until we really stop breeding animals that are pets, something's got to happen to these.
But at the same time, again, everybody thinks differently, but at the same time, the way my thought is, I don't let my cats out. They're indoors, and it has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with that it's dangerous out there. That's my way of protecting them from diseases and getting hit by a car and all that stuff, or eaten up by another animal. So that's my way of protecting them. But I'd rather them eat that way than for me to promote the animal farm industry, because at least those animals, first of all, that's just nature. That's their business. That's nature. That's what they do. But also, they're not torturing these. They're not they're not spending their whole lives being hooked up and tortured and raped, and they had a life. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say?
I understand.
So it's like and I'm not. It sickens me. Behind our house, there's a cat from a neighbor back there that's always going out, and I've seen so many times where, it's an indoor-outdoor cat. And I've seen so many times where, they'll cut across our property and all of a sudden he's dragging back a bunny rabbit or something, you know, in its mouth. And David and I are we just get sick to our stomach. I usually start crying. I'm proud of the cat. They're doing what they were supposed to do, but at the same time, I can't imagine what that animal went through. My God, the fear, the terror, the pain, it just makes me crazy. So every time he goes on our property, or he or she, I don't know what kind of cat it is, David runs out and scares the cat. Get away, get away. Because our property, our neighbors probably hate this about our property, but we don't use any weed killer stuff, and because it's all chemicals, and we want our land to be where squirrels and whatever can eat whatever they want to eat on our property, and not get cancer, and die. So we are trying to. It's like a little wildlife preserve.
Yeah, we've been here 12 years and we've never used chemicals on our lawn.
Yeah. So we have weeds.
That's why we have a bunny that comes and eats our lawn.
Yeah, we have bird food out there and squirrel food out there, and we just Yeah. And when I used to live on property where there was deer and bear and all that, I would plant things that I knew those animals would like. Like people get mad, get away from my property. But it's everybody's thinking differently. Yes, legally we own the property. That's a human mentality.
Yeah.
But I believe that property is not really ours. It really belongs to the animals that live there. I used to plant tulips because I know that deer love tulips, and then I would see the heads. And that gave me pleasure. I'm being good. I fed them.
I guess it depends on if you see your garden as a refrigerator or you see it as a museum, I guess.
Yeah.
So you were seeing it as a refrigerator for the animals.
It's a restaurant for all the animals.
It's a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're seen as a restaurant or a museum, it depends how you look at your backyard.
Yeah, I look at my backyard as, yes, I own it legally, but it really belongs to the animals. I'm just taking care of it for the animals so they have a place to go. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely hard being vegan and having carnivore pets and trying to make that decision.
Yeah.
If you own a lizard I can't imagine owning a snake and having to feed it baby mice
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So
that's not something I could do.
So you have to decide what is important to you.
Or animals where you feed them crickets and what eats crickets? Is it snakes?
Lizards.
Lizards. It's lizards.
Yeah,
right,
lizards.
Right. I couldn't think
frogs.
for a second. I couldn't do it. I could not.
Yeah. So
God. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine if there was a bigger animal, more deadly animal, a predator to human beings that
fed people
that just
came in
and ripped our head off?
Went to the nursery, just picked up a baby and fed it to their pet.
Oh my God, I just could not imagine being eaten alive.
Yeah. So.
Well, I guess they kill them first, but still.
Yeah, so you have to make that decision for yourself if you're able to live with it, or I guess make excuses for it why you own these pets.
Yeah. In the article, I just want to say this, if you want to check it out, there is a book called Vegetarian Cats and Dogs. The author is James Peden, capital P-E-D-E-N.
Yep.
So, but you said something about him. What did you say?
The article I was reading said that he has changed his mind on the vegan cat thing, and that he does recommend giving the cats meat. So he now doesn't believe that they can just be a vegan animal. So he's changed his mind.
I want my cats to go vegan. I just can't stand it.
I know.
Well, I'll just continue doing my research.
Yeah, I mean, I can't... Some of my friends actually go to the meat store and buy meat and grind it up for their animals. I'm like, I can't do that. Opening the can's terrible.
I just couldn't do it.
Opening the can's terrible for me, so I can't imagine, going and getting an animal and then grinding it up.
Yeah. I know that my veterinarian, he has like hunters giving him deer meat and stuff. But again, okay, it's raw, but it's not what they would eat. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So it's still not healthy for them. I don't know what he's thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's not...
Just let your cat go out once or twice a day and get what
they're not
their own
scavengers,
food.
right?
No, they're not scavengers.
So...
They don't prey on dead stuff. They kill them and they eat it fresh.
So they can only take down stuff that's around their size.
Right. Or less, you know.
Or
like
less.
Bunnies, squirrels, I don't know, whatever. Chipmunks. Mice.
Yep. So make your own decision.
Yeah, do the research. And we feel for you. I mean, if you're a vegan and you're like, oh my God, I hate doing this, I get it. I hate it too. I also love my cats. And I want them to be healthy. I mean, you know, we're not designed for it. I am 100%, a believer of that. But they are. So, it's respecting nature. I want to respect nature. I just don't want to contribute to what we as human beings do to animals. So, you have to, look inside yourself and see what you want to do the research and figure it out. And I don't know if there really is a right or wrong way. I don't think it's black and white.
It's pretty gray.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
There's tons of colors there.
I think it's pretty black and white. Either you have them or you don't, but we created this pet industry that now we have to take care of them or just euthanize them all. So,
and that would be a great. Maybe we should have what's her name, Linda Hall.
Lee Hall.
Lee Hall. I'm sorry, I knew it was okay. So Lee Hall, she is an incredible. She's an animal rights attorney.
She's an attorney, but I don't know.
Okay. But she wrote books on animal rights issues. And she was talking to me about creating, we don't think about it. Oh, we created this pet industry. We don't think about it.
Yeah.
But that would be really a very interesting topic. Maybe we could do an interview. I would love that. Okay, we're discussing our show in front of you. But I think that you would like that too. So anyway, that's all I have.
Okay.
And if you do research on this, again, I would love it if you left comments and just let, get that topic going and see where it takes us.
Yeah, so you can join us at Vegan Styled Life on Facebook or follow us on Instagram or
YouTube.
Please... Yeah, on YouTube, you can watch the videos. Please leave a comment there.
And like us. Subscribe to us.
Subscribe on YouTube. What else? Oh, and leave a review on iTunes if you're listening to this as a podcast.
Yeah. Especially if it's a good one. Okay, well, that's all we have. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.